Sorry, I'm late. I'm about a half hour late. My bad. My bad, y'all. Let me see if I miss any messages. How are we doing? How are we doing? I'm very sorry. I woke up late. And then I forgot that I have stuff to do like immediately after this. So I had to get ready for the day. And so I'm a little frazzled, but we're fine. Hold on. Corey, you're so funny. I literally said I was trying to dress myself, and I was like, Corey, tell them that I'm coming. Tell them I will be there in just a moment. This is a super casual color. I don't even like this outfit. I'm gonna have to change this outfit. Not now, but like in general. Ouch. That didn't hurt. I don't know why I said ow. Alright, let's find the deck. Did y'all watch Sunday service? Sunday service went out at 7 o'clock in the morning. I obviously did not film it at 6 o'clock in the morning. Ain't no God in my mind. Gemini is, I don't want it. I'm gonna grab both of these, see how I feel. I feel hot in this sweater. Ugh. I'm so strong. I'm so strong. Okay. Alright. Hello. I'm here. We need 5 cells. Yeah, honestly, no kidding. No kidding. Oh, I got some Virgo going on. You know it. You know it. Oh, Kirsty, you know what keeps playing in my head, Kirsty? That story that you told us in development group about how you poured like the spaghetti over your head. I don't know what it is about that story, but I love it, and it keeps like popping up for me. And I had Good Girls on Netflix. I had Good Girls on while I was doing my makeup, and like one of the characters, he got super frustrated and he took a bunch of spaghetti and he like threw it all over himself, and it just reminded me of you. So I don't know what it is, there's something about that story that you told us that is like, it's present, it wants to be counted, it wants to be acknowledged. Like maybe it's in like regards to like all of, like the crazy collective energy. It's like, just pour the spaghetti over your head, it's not a problem. I took my B12 too, and I didn't eat anything, so I'm just like, I feel like I got the zoomies, like a little cat, like a dog. I have the zoomies today. Gently caress it. Be nice to the like button. Show her a good time, you know. There's 5 gums for 5 seltzers. I just got more seltzers yesterday. I'm very excited about my seltzers. I got more wine yesterday too. I had like janky dreams. Have you guys been having like really janky dreams? Because I have. Like really unpleasant. I guess you want me to use, I don't want to use this deck. But you want me to use this deck. I want to use this deck. To be arguing. I'm always arguing with them. 10 of Pentacles. Alright, fine. We'll use this deck. Hey, Violet Sky. Yeah, my dreams have been like low-key unkosher. Like truly. They've been truly unkosher. Just like an odyssey of bullshit. That's the best way I can describe my dreams. Just like an odyssey of bullshit. But I was talking about in whose extended reading was it? I think it was Libra's. I think it was Libra's extended reading. I was talking about how there's a lot of like static like in the airwaves right now. So if you feel like you've been like running a little bit on autopilot, because I know I have, that's on purpose, because, and I was talking about how we need to upload information like through the gut instinct as opposed to downloading it, because there's a lot of static, there's a lot of distortion, and there's a lot of shadow like in the airwaves. But I keep getting the message of like angels in the outfield, so it's like they're catching like a lot of the big like meteors, like the big bricks of distortion, but there's a lot of like contention in the collective energy. It's really unpleasant. It's like there's clearly some kind of spiritual warfare like going up, like in, I mean, when is there not, right? But it just feels like it's more noticeable right now for the overall collective, like in the airwaves, which is why we're supposed to be uploading through our gut instinct. It's like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it, which is a good rule of thumb anyway. Dreaming has been strange, especially Ascension School. Yeah, it's been like really, it's been really strange. Violet Sky, yeah, almost, yeah, it's really exciting. It's really exciting. I love it. I had like a beautiful milestone this week. I had like 3 out of like the 4 or 5 readings that I posted were over like 1,000 views, which for some people is like chump change, but for me, that's like a milestone, so that's really exciting for me. Yeah, Hello Virgo, no, it's really annoying. Really annoying. So that's why, like, if you feel like you've been, like, running a little bit on autopilot, that's why. That's why. And for those of you that seem to deal with a lot of spiritual warfare, or, like, for me, like, that's kind of, like, my bailiwick. The modes of battle are changing for you. So if you're normally, like, a fighter, like, you're being asked to oppose that energy in a different way than usual, right? So, or for those of you that don't engage in any of it, you might have to like pick up a shield. For those of you that normally have like a sword in your hand, you might have to like switch your modalities instead. There's a lot of shifting in that. So there's a lot of like training going on for the collective in terms of like combating undesirable energies, but it's not in ways that you would normally expect. We're actually doing, so on the Patreon for October, for the workshops, on Mondays, we're doing these meditations that are basically taking everyone through like an activation, upgrade, and pathway opening process. But on Wednesdays, we do workshops. So this past Wednesday, I did an hour-long workshop on shadow work. But this coming Wednesday, we're doing the workshop on spiritual warfare, the art of war. So for those of you that aren't signed up yet and you're interested in that workshop, feel free, the link's down below. Hey Kelly! I actually woke up the other morning and saw a giant, wow, my eyes aren't working. Mercury retrograde is affecting my eyesight, the technology in my head. Saw a giant tail leaving my home under the kitchen table. I think my kitten made it leave. Yeah, cats are really good spiritual security. They're really good protection. All right, I might move this fan a little closer. I'm a little hot. I like that. I like that 2 of Swords in reverse though at the bottom. All right. I got my little tower fan. I feel like I'm going through menopause. It's just hot. I'm always like hot when I get out of the shower. It's also because I'm a mammal. So, all right. Who are we going to start with today? Who are we going to start with? Should we pick out of the Cup of Destiny? I have the Cup of Destiny. It's my bowl. Should we do just a little... Does that not sound like a school bell? It literally sounds like school bells to me, like classes in session. So, I got all you guys. Let's pick out of the Cup of Destiny, right? Let's get a freak on. I'm so down with the 2 of Swords. This is who we're going to start out with. We got one, Scorpio. Scorpio, it's you, my little noodles. So we'll do Scorpio, and then we will end at Libra. Yeah, perfect. Perfect for Libra season. Perfect. That doesn't work right there. I have that, they just played that song by 21 Pilots for me, Chlorine. Sipping on straight chlorine. This beat is a chemical. When I leave, don't save my seat. I'll be back when it's all complete. The moment is medical. Poor Libra, or poor Scorpio has been trapped between Virgo and Libra. Dude, my eyes are like not it. What's going on? Hold on. I need to put my glasses on. My little blue light glasses. It's gonna be better. We gots to pray. We gots to give it up. You know what song I also keep hearing? No one's saying do this. No one's saying be there. No one's saying stop that. No one's saying see here. Lion King. Father God, thank you for bringing me and everyone in for this weekly reading. I ask that you give me wisdom, clarity, and discernment to deliver these messages accurately for everyone's highest of love, light, alignment, and assignment. We praise you, we love you, we thank you always. We give you all the glory and the honor for these messages. To the utmost high. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. So, let's see. Leo be learning patience. Yeah. All the, I feel like, and Aries too. I feel like the fire signs are having a bit of a tough go of it. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I should try and timestamp like a responsible adult. Let me see. Let's see, alright. Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. All right, so 12. We'll call that 13 minutes. Call that 13 minutes for Scorpio. Oh, thank you, lovely glass. That's very sweet. Thank you. Sag is feeling way better. Since the Moon-Venus conjunction yesterday, the South Node was when Venus before the Moon. Thank God you're the astrologist on shift. Really, thank God. I think Saturn goes direct today. Am I mistaken? Does Saturn go direct today, finally? Lord, I hope so. All right, Scorpio. Let's see. I'm seeing bells. Like little bells. Like like one of those little hotel, like ding, ding, like one of those bells. Like reservation. King of Wands in reverse. Reservation. Reservations. You're having reservations, Scorpio. What are you having reservations about? Making plans? What kind of plans? Moving forward on plans? It feels like you're second guessing a plan that you already made. The Hermit in reverse, to come out and talk about something? Something you learned? A skill you developed? So when I did your September and your October monthly reading, Scorpio, a lot of them were about you kind of going through a bit of a hermit process, like this internal lone wolf sort of journey to pull out some old energies, relearn some new skills, like forge a new path, right? So now it feels like it's about time for you to go out and actually forge it. You've prepared for it, and now it's time for you to forge it, but now you are having reservations about doing that. It's because of the climate, it's because of the atmosphere. It feels like a bad time. It's never a good time, though, to start something. It usually isn't. That shouldn't stop you. But for some reason it is. You don't want to get caught up in it. You don't want to get caught up in like the mess of the environment. 2, the Devil. What did I say? And then Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's this restrictive energy. Scorpio, it's just some food for thought. Is it possible that the energy around you or the energy in your environment is making it not a good time for you to come out and forge this path, start this thing, express yourself? Or is the energy in the environment trying to keep you in your box, trying to keep you in your comfort zone, trying to keep you from speaking out? Perhaps that the environment around you is the opposing energy of the universe. Because again, equal and opposites all of the time. All things have to be in balance to see if you will actually go forth and do the thing that you planned and prepared to do. Maybe it's not a bad time to do it. Maybe the restrictive energy that you feel around you is intentional. To see if you're able to push through that. Because I'm hearing any excuse. Is it possible sometimes if you feel a little nervous about something or starting something or saying something to someone that if there's like any excuse that you could find not to do it, to not be vulnerable or not put yourself out there or not, like you would take any excuse? Is that interesting? Psalms 23 just popped up on my phone. So you might want to look at that. Oh, way better. I helped a sacred sister the other day with your readings, big time. Oh, thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you. Going to bring a breath of fresh air. Yeah. 2 of Swords, upright. What did I say? What did I say, Scorpio? You might be just misinterpreting the energy around you, that the energy around you or the signs or the synchronicities are saying, no, don't do that. The energy's not there. Like, it's not going to go well. But that could just be mind games. You know what I mean? Like, listen, whether you're working on something spiritual or whether you're working on something practical, you are a highly intuitive and spiritual being, which means that you are out here in these spiritual streets, which means that you have to recognize that there are industry games that are getting played all of the time. And again, equal and opposite reactions. And so when you have planned and prepared to do something, Scorpio, you're going to receive the opposite of that energy. First, to see if you can overcome it, and then you will move forward and you will meet the equal opportunities in which you've prepared for. Yeah, don't get too stuck in your own head. Don't get too stuck in your own head. Because look, 6 of Wands, it's going to work out for you. Whatever it is that you've been working for, working towards, are thinking about doing this week, it could be something so small. It could be signing up for a class, Scorpio. It could be going on a date. Like, it could, like, whatever it is, starting a new project, quitting a project, like, whatever it is, you are going to be successful at it. It is going to work out for you. And it's the idea of needing to keep up momentum, because if you slow down, you will find an excuse not to do something that is going to turn out positively for you. So when you see that resistance pop up for you this week, don't take it as an indicator to back off of it. Take it as a sign to push through. Remember, distractions confirm destiny. Take it as a sign to continue to push through. Hey, Amy. You know, we were like a half hour late for this live stream that I scheduled, but normally I don't do collective coffee till like 10:30. So even though I was a half hour late, I was still an hour and a half early. So I think that all shakes out. I do. Look at me. I'm trying to dispel my own guilt for being late, because I'm a highly punctual person. I'm such an A-type personality. I literally hear them, they're like, why do you feel guilty? I'm like, I don't know. I just do. It's fine though. Amor fati. I was supposed to be late today. Give you guys some time to chit chat. And that's always nice. Yeah, it's only like 3:45 in the morning where Ariel is in Hawaii, so. Hey, Caribbean Queen. That's perfect logic. I'm like, I'm gonna do the math. I'm like, I am late, but technically I'm an hour and a half early. So that means that you watching my earlier post? Oh, that's great. Sunday service. I was like preaching a word yesterday. I filmed that yesterday because I knew, and thank goodness, because see, turns out I was late today. So collective coffee really wouldn't be on time had I done Sunday service this morning. That's why I really wanted to though. Yeah, because you know I would internalize it. I'd be like, oh my god, I've let them down. I knew you got it though. I was like, Corey is like the maestro. Like Corey will keep the good times rolling. Look at this. Look at this. The Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Corey will keep the good time going. What did I say? All right, let's see. Sagittarius. I'm like, I have the computer over here so I can see the chat. I have the phone over here. I have my pad over here. I barely have my soul in my body. So let's see. 20 minutes. 20 minutes and 40 seconds. All right, Sag. Let's see. Let's see. Damn, this devil. Okay, I have a feeling that the devil's going to come out a lot today. I'm wondering if it's a lot of that Saturnian energy now that it's going direct. Directly confronting your blockages. Interesting. Okay, Sag, so you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But that doesn't feel literal. That feels like a narrative or a mindset. It feels like any energy that you hold that is like worst case scenario. Sagittarius, that is, things aren't going to work out, like there's always a problem, like there's always someone coming for my neck, like that's devil energy. It's the idea of like there is always a blockage to work through, but I'm wondering if the blockage is the fact that you think there always has to be one. And I'm wondering if maybe that energy exists because subconsciously you work most effectively when you have some kind of opponent. Because peacefulness or consistency, while it is calming, is extremely boring. And we as people are used to operating on such high levels of change and chaos and adrenaline all of the time that I'm wondering without that adrenaline if you wouldn't be stimulated intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. And so perhaps you project the idea that like there's always a boogeyman, like there's always a blockage, like there's always an obstacle, because it gives you the energy you need to push through. When if you were to replace that with something like consistency, right? Getting used to being a little bit calm, sometimes things being even a little bit like boring. I wonder if that would work out better for you in the long run as opposed to the short run. Because you also have the King and Queen of Swords coming out in reverse, right? So there is something, and I was saying that there's a lot of like distortion in the airwaves, but it's not like super clear thinking, because it's the idea of, oh, things are going really well. Well, now they're going bad. Well, they're going really well. Well, then there's that. It's that. It's like always like the other shoe is dropping. The other shoe is dropping. Maybe just go barefoot. Maybe just take the shoes off and go a little bit barefoot. It'll take you a little bit longer to get there, but you might actually get to enjoy the scenery a little bit more, i.e. allow yourself to be a little bit more present, be able to regulate your emotions a little bit better because you have enough time to process them as they're kind of coming in and out of you as well. This energy can be a little bit cold too. Both the King and the Queen of Swords in reverse, when they're not upright, they can be like a little bit chilly. And it doesn't necessarily mean mean or unkind, but what it is, it's a little bit defensive, right? So you might have like a few boundaries up. You might not be allowing people to get close to you. There also is, and it's just coming to my mind, that when we are, say you experience workplace trauma, you can heal from that on your own, but the best way to heal from it is to allow yourself to have a positive experience at work. It's the same thing if you've been brokenhearted before, right? You've suffered some pain, disappointment, or trauma from people. You can heal a lot of that on your own, but the last step and the best step to heal it is by having positive experiences with other people. And you might not be allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to receive that, right? Because you just automatically assume that it's just going to be another blockage. It's just going to have to be another thing that you need to remove. And that is the restrictive devil energy, when in actuality, the thing that actually needs to get removed is the narrative that there is always going to be a problem, that there is always going to be an opposition, that there is always going to be a blockage. You're creating blockages where there aren't any. And this is a week where it feels like you're being asked to really reflect on that and try not to do that if possible. When that idea, when that thought pops up in your head, see if you can't dissect it and kind of look through that fogginess and see if there actually is a problem, or if you're creating one in your mind to keep you at a distance, or again, bring up that feeling of adrenaline because you know that you work really well with like chaos magic and like chaos theory, and see if you can't try and renegotiate your contract with peace and consistency as opposed to adrenaline and chaos, because it might be better on your central nervous system, right? If you're dealing with things like anxiety. Also heartburn. Some of you, it's giving you heartburn. You need a little calcium. You need a little calcium for that, baby. Yeah, so really try and meditate on that for a little bit. What are you saying to me? Remember that we're on your side. Remember that the universe, God, your team, remember that they're on your side. There's more working for you this week, Sagittarius, than is working against you. So see if you can't meditate on that and kind of break off that narrative. Because it's not justice yet, because it's not sustainable anymore. And there's something better that wants to come in for you. But you have to be willing to experience the other end of the spectrum before it can be presented to you. Yes? Yes. Crow's con. Had stagnant energy for a while. The mindset is recognizing that I'm not in it anymore. Yeah, absolutely. I had done a channeled message. I think it was months and months ago. It was like at the end of winter, maybe the beginning of spring, and it was about like the peaceful warriors and how a lot of us that had grown up constantly in that level of adrenaline and then got into spirituality and all of that stuff, needing to recognize that we don't have to fight every battle. Not every battle is ours. Sometimes there's not even a battle to fight, right? Sometimes there's not even a battle to fight. Sometimes we just want to get out like excess energy, right? And I get that because I, as a person, like I have ADHD, like I have a lot of excess energy. And so sometimes when I have a lot of excess energy or nervous energy, I have to get it out somewhere. Right? So sometimes I'll go for a hike or a walk, or sometimes I'll dip it in the astral and just see who needs an ass kicking, and just cause, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of the reason I'm really good at spiritual warfare. I'm like one of those angry teenagers that they put into contact sports as a way to channel that energy so they can get a scholarship. That's me. That's me. But in the ethers, we're gonna get her a scholarship to a real nice school. We're gonna channel this aggression. Hi, Rachel. Tune in for the first time. Welcome. Welcome in. Get your freak on. Good morning. Just did a trauma video, so on point. Did you delete your Instagram, Corey? I feel like you did. I could be wrong, but I couldn't find you, so I feel like you deleted it. We got next. Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, we will go 29 minutes. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, either deleted it or he just didn't want to be my friend no more. I deleted a lot, yeah. I did too. I remember in September when I did my rebranding, I deleted like 1,000 things off of Instagram, which was rough because you have to delete them individually. I also went on my TikTok and I deleted like 400 videos. Like, I just delete everything all the time. I delete all my text messages. I delete everything. I didn't think so, but like, you never know. Like, truly, like, you never know. I was like, maybe, you know, I don't know. This is like, I offended someone again. I'm sorry. Fuck me and my big mouth. Did you hear that, Sheppa? I feel like they're a little aggravated with me today. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Probably say I'm talking too much or something. Purging. Yeah, I think it's good to like just delete stuff all the time. Like, I delete my text message. It's like, you know how you do like a spiritual cleanse or like an energy cleanse, and you'll use like smoke, oh, I didn't light my incense, but like a smoke cleansing, or you'll sage, or you take a spirit bath, or rearrange furniture. You can do the same thing with technology, and especially during Mercury retrogrades, I find it to be really helpful. If you like go through your feeds and you delete anything that you posted that doesn't resonate with you, doesn't represent you properly, doesn't bring you joy. Go through your followers, go through the people you follow, remove anyone that's not bringing you joy. I delete my text message a lot, just like, it's like making your bed. It's like technologically, it's just like doing a smoke cleanse, which for me, I think really helps. It helps the flow of my energy when I'm on social media and doing that stuff, especially during Mercury retrogrades. Cleans my mind, but I purge tech. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Capricorn. My little Cappies. Chariot in reverse. Okay, one thing I would like to say as a disclaimer. I know there's a lot of reversals coming out, but that's very common during retrograde. It's really common to see a lot of reversed cards because it's usually during retrogrades we're going in an internal process. Yes, so just to preface it, these decks are prepped and clean and good. I haven't used this deck in weeks. All right, I just want to look at this real fast. All right, Capricorn. I told you, this week is really the week of confronting any of the blockages or any of the things that you feel as though have been holding you back, because it's primarily narratives. So we have the Chariot and we have the Justice card in reverse. And so, Capricorn, there is this feeling of you feel as though you should be further along by now, and feeling a little bit frustrated about that and feeling as though it's a little bit unfair, especially because you played by the rules. You played by the rules. What's the use of playing by the rules if I don't get any farther? Like, if there's no reward for it, which brings to me up retrograde, which for me brings up the theory of the shopping cart theory, or the shopping cart analogy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but it talks about your character and your integrity. The shopping cart theory, Capricorn, is if you go to a store and you have a shopping cart or a buggy or whatever you call it, right? And you're in the parking lot, they usually have those carousels, those little vestibules that you can put them back in. Now, the shopping cart theory says that there's no rule that you have to put your shopping cart back, right? There is no fine. You're not going to get in trouble if you didn't do it. But it is the right thing to do, right? It's the considerate, compassionate thing to do, but you're not going to get in trouble. No one's going to say anything to you. Now, if you put your shopping cart back, you also reap no reward for it. No one gives you a gift card. You don't get a pat on the back. You don't get a gold star on your chart. Nothing. There is no punishment and there is no reward for it. So with that knowledge in your head, are you still going to put your shopping cart back? So if you feel, Capricorn, as though you've been playing by the rules, working hard, doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, and you still feel delayed, it might be that sense of, are you playing by the rules? Are you doing the good thing because that is intrinsic to you, to your morals, to your character, or because you felt as though you were going to reap some kind of reward for it? Because if that's the case, and I get it, no judgment, I totally get it, because if that's the case, then the way that you're working, the way you're showing up, playing by the rules, all of that, it's not coming out of like a pure, authentic place. It's coming from a conditioning. I will do this and then I will receive this. And that's a little bit of that shortcut energy, and that doesn't work, especially for you, Capricorn, because you are ruled by Saturn, and Saturn will come for that ass. We know it. We know it. It is over-sexualized. Two of Swords in reverse. I think that's like the aha moment. It's like, wait, maybe that is true. I think you're coming to realize that. And honestly, Capricorn, I think you're still gonna work just as hard, show up, play by the. I think you're gonna keep doing the same exact thing you're doing. But I think because maybe you might be realizing this, you might be doing it from a more of an authentic place, right? I get it. I totally get it. It's no. I have a Capricorn North node. I got Capricorn in a few placements actually, so I get it. No shade. Again, I am like very much of that type A personality. Like, I did all my homework. And they're like, good for you. You were supposed to do your homework. And I was like, damn it. That's why I love stoicism. If there's any like form of philosophy that works best, I think for everyone in general, but particularly for a Capricorn, it's stoicism. Ryan Holiday, he just put out like a little TikTok or something about the law of attraction, how oftentimes the law of attraction doesn't work for people because there's like a level of like work that you have to put in. Like, you can sit there and harness all of the energies and play by the spiritual rules and do all of that stuff, but it's like you still got to show up and do the thing, right? There has to be like a feminine and a masculine kind of interaction with the energies. And so for you, again, I think that you're going to keep doing what you're doing, but I think that you're going to start doing it with a little bit more integrity, just realizing that that was just a perspective blockage that needed to kind of get, it just needed to get released a little bit. I know. I low-key called myself out with that, so don't even stress. High Priestess, so I'm not wrong, and I think you know it too. I think you know it too, Capricorn. I think this is also you not feeling obligated, not feeling so obligated, because oftentimes in the pursuit of doing the right thing, showing up, doing the work, onomatopoeia, Capricorn, then I think you throw yourself into burnout and things that you enjoy to do. You like to work hard. You like to bust your ass. And it's not in this toxic capitalism kind of thing. It's just because like you take a lot of personal pride out of like throwing your back into whatever it is that you're doing a good job at it, being the best at it. And I get that. Capricorns are A-type personalities. Like, I totally get it. And that's a good thing, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people tell you that that's toxic. But sometimes you put more on your plate than you need to. Sometimes you burn yourself out in the pursuit of playing by the rules, and it becomes a little bit of this sacrificial energy, and that is unnecessary. And so I think because you are coming into the awareness of that this week, I think that you will continue to play by the rules, you will continue to work hard, but I think that you might delegate or you might reorient some of the work that you're doing and move more from your intuition, move towards the things that are going to bring you a little bit more joy and satisfaction when you're doing them. If I'm going to do it, if I'm going to put that much effort and work into it, then I want to make sure that it feels good, that I feel good about the work that I'm putting in, that I'm happy with it, right? For me, that I feel good. It's like when I put the shopping cart back, when I'm done shopping, again, there's no reward for it and there's also no punishment, but like I feel good that like I did the right thing regardless. Does that make sense? The right thing from me. Heather, patience is a hard bull to ride this week. That should be in a coffee mug. That, you know, save a horse, ride a cowboy. I've been doing so good, but yeah, little feet stomping lately. Yeah, dude, I get it. Totally get it. I absolutely totally get it. I told you there's a lot of interference, especially this past week. I think this coming week, a lot of that static in the airwaves is going to get cleared up because we're becoming more aware of it, right? How do you confront something or identify something to do something to respond differently than you normally would if you don't even know that it's there, right? That's why it's like, even being who I am and doing what I do, like, behind the scenes, I'm actually not the person, like, if you watch any of my readings, I'm usually not the person to go, it's spiritual warfare, you're under attack, like, and that's what I do, like, behind the scenes. I'm not that person to, like, because I understand, like, the fear, like, all the stuff that it can incite, but, like, there's some bullshit, like, going on up there, you know what I mean? So it's, like, sometimes I gotta let you guys know so that way you can realize, oh, this is just some baby bullshit floating up in the sky, like, and, okay, I can identify that, and I can move accordingly. So that way you're not gaslighting yourself, beating yourself up, all of that. Patience with a side of inner peace. This Knight of Cups is coming out, just like a little collective message. Don't let yourself be tempted into settling for something that's glittering, but it ain't quite gold. I was impatient while chewing on my salad today. Natalie. That's bananas. That's hysterical, honestly. And, like, again, I'm sure there's, like, an astrological, like, reason for some of this. You have to talk to Heather. You have to talk to Sacred and Salty, because I don't know. But I'm sure there's, like, some kind of astro juju going on with the stars, and just Pluto didn't call me back, so I don't know. I'm still waiting on Mercury to answer my calls. You're impatient taking a nap? To fall asleep or to wake up? This is what I'm talking about. See, it's not just me. It's not just you. Venus is in Sag, but Sag is like really like a happy-go-lucky kind of sign. You know what I mean? Venus in Sag is like, let me be my goofiest self. You have to fall in love with like my goofiest self. That is how I see it. But this is the month where things start turning around. Like, Saturn's going direct now. There's a few more planets going direct this month. Between now and the end of the year, everything will go direct. And that's something that's important to remember too, because again, I'm not an astro buff, but at the same time, it's like everyone's been dealing with a lot of delays. Like everyone's been dealing with that all year for the most part, right? But it's like an arrow. Sometimes you have to go back so you can go farther. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the collective just like swoop, just like quantum jump, like within the next couple months. Pisces. Oh, I was really going on for a while. Pisces. All right, Seven of Cups. That seems the one to come out. An Eight of Swords. Too many options? You got too many options, and thus you feel like you have no options, Pisces. What's that about? But it seems like one's sticking out like a sore thumb for you this week. So, Pisces, I feel like this week you might have to confront that narrative or that saying of like the grass is greener, because you are really idealistic. And so sometimes even if you have something that's good or like it's working, and you see it start to multiply, all of a sudden, like you can, and I am a Pisces, so I know you can start to really go in your head and think, well, maybe I could do this instead, or maybe that would work out better. And it becomes this grass is greener, it becomes this carrot on the stick, and then you end up kind of losing the momentum of the original thing. And so Pisces, like something that's like a little mantra for you this week that might be really helpful for you is that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is green where you water it though. So it might it might benefit you more this week to continue to water what is actually working, and almost like don't get too far ahead of yourself. Obviously project positivity in the future, but leave space to be pleasantly surprised. Be neutral. It's like what they were saying something to me last night, and it's like if you can remain neutral and just water the grass that's under your feet, you leave the space to be pleasantly surprised, but you also save yourself from being terribly disappointed. So I feel like you're being asked to be really neutral this week. Oh, we got a flopper. Oh, we got two floppers. We have three floppers. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands in reverse. Again, you're having a little bit of that same feeling as Sag did about like boredom. The Knight of Pentacles, the idea of having to stay in one plot of land and look over one thing. Some of you guys might be like manifesting generators who have like umbrella niches. You'd like to have like a lot of pots on the stove at the same time. That's fine, but make sure that you are paying each pot the amount of time and attention that it needs to simmer and brew properly. Otherwise, the whole pot might just evaporate, or the bottom might burn, or it might get stuck to the sides, right? Because you might not be realizing that there's this impulsivity that you have to constantly be looking for new things, new forms of stimulus, right? And that's not coming from you actually being bored. It's just coming from you feeling very restricted when you're in one spot, even if that spot in the long term is gonna bear you a lot of longevity and stability. It's a fight or flight thing. Try and stay neutral. Try and water the grass that's underneath your feet. Three of Wands in reverse, because the only thing that's gonna come to you this week is more confusion. It's going to feel more restrictive, when what you need to focus on this week is balancing what's already in front of you. Again, keeping the expectation, what is still in spirit, what is yet to come into form, but make sure you work on the stability of what is already in front of you. Water the grass under your feet. Leave the space open for pleasant surprises. The sky is on fire with action. That is so poetic. That is so poetic and beautiful. Mars first, then Mercury the last couple days. All right, let's see. Aries. All right, Aries. Keep an eye out for Tuesday, though. Venus has I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. With Pluto, secret meeting. Venus has a secret meeting with Pluto. That's very scandalous. And sextiles, freshly direct Saturn. Should be a pleasant surprise. On Tuesday, which is Mars Day. Ooh. As we're doing Aries. What the? All right. I am shuffling these cards. There's big themes. All right, Aries, you got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, too. with the Page of Wands. Necessity is the mother of invention, Aries. Necessity is the mother of invention. With that Page of Wands, look at it. These pentacles under her feet that are acting as this Wheel of Fortune, they're imbalanced, right? Having a hard time. If I had the animal deck out here, I feel like the raccoon card would come out, which talks a lot about flexibility, adaptability, and resourcefulness. There's something about whatever situations aren't entirely going your way right now, Aries, it's because there's something that is already existing within your environment, but it wants to be utilized in a different way. Do you see how she throws her wand in the air? Wands, symbolically, it's a masculine energy. It talks about directing the flow of energy in a particular direction, right? And so there's something also here about coming full circle. I feel as though there's a project that you had a while ago and you stopped doing it in pursuit of something that maybe seemed as though it would go better, it'd be more popular, people would be more receptive to it, it would work out better for you, and maybe it did temporarily, but long term it's not. And so there seems to be, because you see how the wand is pointing backwards, the front of it is pointing behind her. So I'm wondering if there's a project, a person, there's something that you started a while ago and you put on the shelf in lieu of something else, and you were being asked to pick that old thing back up and complete the cycle with it. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse, because you didn't master it. The thing is that you might have dropped that thing because maybe it didn't seem like it was working, but it was still, it's not that it wasn't working, it's that it was still maturing. It was still going through a maturation process, and maybe you didn't see it through. So it feels like there's something that you were doing and you stopped doing, or you really decrease the amount of energy that you were putting into it, and it feels like you were being asked to like brainstorm and put that energy back into it. Probably reinvent it a little bit with this Ace of Wands, kind of put your thinking cap on and sort of reinvent it a little bit. Reinvent it a little bit with the new knowledge that you have. The Page plus the Ace is the Knight of Wands, and just really throw yourself into it. Really throw yourself into it. You're going to figure it out. Yeah, that's what I would do. You're supposed to pick something up this week that you stopped investing in or as strongly. King of Wands, what did I say? Start making plans and start moving on it. It's going to work out better than you think. Yeah, look, Eight of Cups in reverse. Don't walk away from it. Don't keep walking forward. That wand is pointing behind you with the Magician. You're going to be able to re-manifest it. You have new skills now that you didn't have then. You have a level of maturity now that you didn't have then. So go back, pick up that thing, whatever it is for you that you put on the shelf, rework it, put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. And see how that works out for you. You might be very pleasantly surprised. Score it, yeah. Oh my God. You're right, Kelly. I did skip Aquarius. I didn't even mean to do that. My bad. I totally skipped Aquarius. Why would I do that? Maybe because Aquarius and Saturn, it's direct now, so it's jumping in front of all of us. I can't believe I did that. I am an Aquarius in my Vedic chart. I think I'm just going to start telling people that I'm an Aquarius because I relate to it so much more than being a Pisces. But if I were to do that, I would also have to tell people that I'm a Scorpio moon in my Vedic chart. That's rough. Do it, beige it. Does it tie into your revelation last night? Yeah. Now I'm thinking about me. My Venus is in Aries. Am I supposed to be picking something up? Nah, not my Venus. No, not my Venus. I'm not picking up anything I left behind. My Venus placement. I'm thinking of like, is there something that I should? I don't think so. I don't think so. They're like, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep walking forward, Lord. All right, so let's do Aquarius, because I forgot Aquarius because I'm a neglectful parent. All right, so 49 minutes. All right, Aquarius, you're not You're not getting out of my grasp this morning. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your energy feels good, though. Hide and seek? Hide and seek. That sounds more like me. Are you playing hide and seek this week, Aquarius? It's almost like a little kid. Like I see, like it's like your inner child's coming out this week. You're also practicing a lot of non-attachment this week. That's nice. I see a little kid like, boo, and then like pops back down and like peeks up behind the curtain. Also, Casper, the movie Casper, like the old movie Casper. That movie came out when I was little. That's coming up. You might have, that's so random, but you might be like doing like 13 days of Halloween or like connecting with your inner child or doing something like that. Children are pretty good at non-attachment. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, Corey, you might be right about that. I've been thinking about the lots. I have. But see, the thing is with me is that I start so many projects. So I'm like, I have the lots. It's like I have the energy work. I have Sunday service. I have collective coffee. I have the Divine Feminine Rising. I have that Star Seed series maybe that's it, that I haven't done in forever. It's like I start so many projects. I get so excited and then it's rough. It's rough. Kelly, I'm doing Aquarius right now. I'm doing it. Lovers in reverse. Not for a lack of love, though, is what I'm hearing. Lovers in reverse. The Lovers is a card of Gemini, so it's a card of choice. It's a card of choice. So again, and as I said that, it pops back up. So it feels like you are sitting in a very lovey, a very fun, a very playful energy this week, but it also feels like you are practicing non-attachment. And I noticed that she has this little arrow, right? We kind of brings in some of that Sagittarian energy, the archer, but it's pointing right at you. So it's the idea of like you're really living self-love this week. You're living self-love this week. Tower in reverse. Because you know better now. You know better now? The idea of practicing kind of like non-attachment, being very neutral, all the energy this week is talking about kind of really being very neutral, except for maybe Aries, will help you avoid unnecessary upsets. The star, it's you, and allow you to align back to yourself. Allow you to also stay energized. See how she has this rope going right up to the ethers? It also allows you to maintain your connection. It also feels like your intuition, like you might have recognized that your intuition gets like a little jammed up, or it's like your channel gets a little bit foggy when you overly attach to people, places, and things, because then you have like ego or shadow or adrenaline or like all of that stuff pop up, which kind of clouds that channel. It creates static in the field for you. So there's something about staying connected to yourself, staying in your wholeness this week, and that is by pulling out the inner child, by staying light and neutral and playful, and maybe doing things like watching Casper or having like 13 days of Halloween, or like doing things like that keep you in that energy while things settle. I also think you recognize that there's a lot of shifting. There's a lot of shifting going on for you right now. And in that kind of in-between time, I think you know not to, it's eggs in baskets, not to put too many eggs in too many baskets. The Magician, right? So you can properly manifest. This feels like playtime. There's also something about playing with magic, playing with spirit. Almost like 20 questions. 20 questions. That's really funny. I don't know if you guys have ever played 20. I just told someone to do this the other day. If you ever played 20 questions with spirit, like with your angels and your guides, just sit there like a little kid and go, well, why? And how come that happens? And I've gotten some of my biggest revelations and breakthroughs, about the way that energy works, about the formation of the universe, about all pantheons, timelines, just all that kind of stuff, just by like sitting in my bed, just kind of looking up the ceiling and going, well, why did that happen? Is that what happened? Did something else happen? Can you just playing 20 questions with spirit? You're playing with manifestation. You're playing with magic, which I think will allow you to also manifest more effectively, because it's not this desperate holding on, like do or die, Eminem 8 Mile kind of moment. You're playing with it more. Now they're showing me like Play-Doh and like slime and like silly putty. It's like you're playing with energetics this week, which probably means that you're fixing for an upgrade. All right, Taurus at at 55. I've been seeing a lot of fives lately, y'all. A lot of fives. A lot of fives. Too many fives. Too many fives for my liking. I like that you typed plots instead of lots. You're such a plots. All right, Taurus. What is that? Bum 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 bum. Showing me horses. They're showing me horses, like cavalry, like a cavalry charge. The Wheel of Fortune's upright for you, and the Ten of Wands is on the split. It's in reverse. You might be realizing that you were like carrying around some responsibilities or some burdens, or even like things like guilt or shame that you shouldn't have been carrying around, like a sad little souvenir. And with those horses, it's like, it's almost like that mantra, like, I am free. I am free. Dobby is a free elf. I don't have to. Do you know what it is? It's like when you have one bad year, or like you do something bad and you punish yourself for it for like the rest of your life. It's this idea of like letting yourself off the hook. Letting yourself off the hook. And also, it's interesting that these are all on the split. That you have the Five of Cups in reverse with the Hierophant in reverse. Not regretting things that you are walked away from, decommitted, de-invested in. I think that might be something that was bothering you, Taurus, is I quit that job, like I left that relationship, it's that idea of like being like a quitter, or the fact that you disengaged from something, right? Made you feel bad, or like you let people down, and you've been, even if it was for your highest good and it led you to do other really good things, there's still that level of like guilt or fear, but it's that idea of, I'm glad that I did it and I'm not sorry. It's powerful. It's a powerful energy. I am free. That energy is real, and I think it's speeding up your process a lot, because with this King of Cups, it's bringing in a new level of like peacefulness and like pure, like this feels very pure. Very pure. See the boat? It's like, it's kind of sailing away from you. And I think that that's really good. It's almost like the boat of baggage that you didn't need to carry anymore, because then you have this Eight of Wands coming with the Ten of Wands, or the Ten of Cups. So you can rebuild better. Good for you. Good for you. Seven of Wands with the Magician in reverse too. This is really interesting, because I think, Taurus, that you've been denying yourself intimacy. I think you've been denying yourself joy. I think you've been denying yourself a feeling of purity, allowing yourself to feel forgiven for walking away from things or making mistakes or whatever. It's like still feeling as though like you had to pay penance, and that was having you keep the things that you actually wanted, like intimacy, like the word privilege is coming to my head, which it feels very much like blessings and abundance, the privilege of things not always having to be so hard. I think you weren't allowing yourself to experience any of that, but now you are, with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Grounded, confident. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Enjoy your new sense of freedom this week. I did Pisces. I only skipped Aquarius. Stop messing with me. I got the timestamps right here. Right here. I did Pisces at 40 minutes and 30 seconds, and I did Aqua at 49 minutes and 50 seconds. Alright, I'm gonna take these off. Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna take these off. Oh, it's hot in here. Corey, trying to mess with me. Everyone trying to mess with me today. Hi, Palmer. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadians. To all my Canadians, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. I didn't even know it was Canadian Thanksgiving. I heard Sam say it in a reading. She's like, it's Canadian Thanksgiving. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that they wouldn't have Thanksgiving when we have Indigenous Peoples Day. I like to call it, last year, Thanksgiving fell on a Thursday, and I called it Thanks Thursday. Because Thanksgiving's like Not great. You blocked Pisces. Listen, Pisces probably did that on purpose. Pisces like, nobody look at me. Yeah, Canada. I love Canadians. I don't know what it is, but I just love a Canadian so much. Why? I don't know. I find like so many of the, even like the readers that I watch are all from Canada. I don't know. It's Dana! Good morning, Dana. It's actually probably evening where you are. The big peony oracles in the house. Let's see. Gemini. I am Gemini. Super fly guy. Gemini, you got a secret? You got a secret? Something you're celebrating. Something you're excited about? Something you're excited about. But you don't want to tell anyone because you don't want them to ruin it. I get that. I get that. 61 hour and 1 minute. Why is this so aggressive, Gemini? It's because you're excited. The 6 of Pentacles. Karma, good karma is coming in. So that's also like a general message I received with Saturn finally going direct and a lot of these blockages and delays that we've been feeling, that it almost feels as though we have been, our good karma hasn't been able to be withdrawn from, received, because Saturn's been in retrograde, and now that Saturn is moving forward, is moving direct, the benefits of our positive karma are going to start coming in. And I think you know that, Gemini. It's like you have like a few pentacles like in your hand, but it's the idea of like this big one. It's like the big daddy pentacle wanting to come in for you right over this 8. Right over this 8. Easy. They, you know, that's so funny. So they keep playing me that song, I Mean It. If I say I'm never scared, just know I mean it. Big daddy pentacle. You can tell my Venus is in Aries. Like, you can just tell. With the 4 of Cups in reverse. You know it. You know that it's coming in. There's like a whale, a white whale. Moby Dick. You have something, like, really cool coming in for you. I don't think there's necessarily, like, physical proof, but I feel like there's little signs. There's been, like, little indicators that, like, the tides are changing for you. That karma, the wheel of karma, is starting to turn in your favor. And it's really kind of taken you out of any kind of, like, lull or melancholy that you've been in. You're not settling with this Knight of Cups in reverse. You're not settling. Again, equal and opposite. There'll always be like a counterfeit energy or a glitters but not gold energy that comes in like right before. I don't see you entertaining a lot of offers this week because you're going to instinctually know that it's like, that's not what it is. It's not what you want. You don't want a Knight of Cups in reverse. Oh. Yeah, see, and like that card popped out and I'm like, no, that's not the right card. Hey, John. Justice in reverse. Yeah, you're being really, really picky this week. You're being really picky. I don't see you taking that many offers and opportunities. I see you, again, secret, I see you saying very much to yourself this week. You're able to tell the real from the fakes, the real from the counterfeits. I have a feeling it's not this week. I have a feeling it's next week, Gemini. So the week of the 18th. The week of the 18th. The week of the 18th. Which would put us in a waxing moon. That rising illumination. Temperance. Waiting for the energy to be balanced. It's right there. It's right there. Don't let these little tempting energies, because this feels very much like devil energy. Don't let these little tempting energies distract you this week. I don't think you are. Something that's going to make you feel balanced. something, 6 of Cups. You'll be able to tell what it is by the innocence of it. 3 of Wands. Hold tight and wait for it. Hold tight and wait for it this week, Gemini. Yeah, 6 of Wands with the 4 of Swords, both in reverse. If you allow yourself, you have to keep your wits about you. If you allow yourself to settle or to get overly excited about an option that like you're not totally sure about, it's not going to work out as well for you. Wait for the week of the 18th. That's when it feels like the big pentacle, the big daddy pentacle comes in for you. Fool's gold for Gemmy. Yeah. I don't think you're going to take the bait, but yeah, wait for the Ace of Pentacles. Wait for the real deal. It's right there. That might be the only thing, is that you're so excited that you know it's so close that it might get you like to miss your mark, like a little trigger happy to like shoot before it's time. Don't do that. Oh wow, it's raining. It's raining. Allow the counterfeits to be purged out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. I don't think so. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Who we got? We got Cancer. You have a pretty good time. I keep looking at the computer for the time, and I have to look at my phone. It's an hour and 6 minutes. We'll call it an hour and 7 minutes. Ooh. Now that song's stuck in my head, Corey. You said G-Eazy, and now that song is stuck in my head. Damn you. If I ever said I'd take your bitch, just know I mean it. Just, damn it. This song's stuck in my head. Cancer. Cancer. Do you know that reminds me of Cancer Moon's tarot? I love him. His streams keep popping up on my feed. I've been subscribed to him for years, but I never really watched his videos. But they keep putting his live streams, his daily all signs on my feed. And like the last 3 times I've clicked on it, he's been like, Capricorn, let's get it popping, baby. Like, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. Like, that intense energy. I just love it. He is such a sweetheart. I just really adore him. I just think he's great. Cancer, are these for you? These 2 popped out. All right, so I'm going to take these. So I see the 8 of Swords and I see the 10 of Wands. Sometimes, Cancer, you got to sit and let things marinate for a minute, because it might not be as bad as it seems this week, like whatever it is, because it's this idea of feeling like so restricted in your environment, or like without like a lack of mobility, that it kind of makes you want to just clear the board, pack your shit up, and get the hell out of Dodge. But it almost feels like there are some situations that could be kind of salvageable for you, or they might be in transition, and you might leave before like the going gets good. So it's just food for thought. Like, don't do anything impulsive. It's not going to do anything impulsive during a Mercury retrograde period. But particularly for you, Cancer, you are very emotional. I know. Out of all the water signs, you are the most emotional. We know this. You are the middle child of the water signs. And so sometimes you get a little bit overwhelmed, and you can be a little bit feast or famine. Try not to do that this week if possible. Shout out to Anthony. Yeah, he's great. We have so many good readers. We have great readers. He's good. Not that he needs a shout out or anything. Dana from the Pink Peony Oracle is amazing. Everlong Mystics, amazing. Corey, Founders of Light, is amazing. Corey is so much more than just a reader, though. Corey is a maestro. Corey is a true magician. Like, he does it all. 7 of Swords, Cancer. This is what I'm talking about. This is the thing, like, you might feel like there might be something a little strange in a situation, whatever it is, business, pleasure, spiritual, whatever it is, and you might not want to deal with it because it might feel a little restrictive to you, and you might want to get the hell out of Dodge. But the funny thing is you're going to be the one that is going to come off like the 7 of Swords. You're going to come off as the one that's like a little bit suspicious. don't forget that like pressure makes diamonds. So if something feels a little bit restrictive, it might be because it's trying to prune you or it's trying to refine you, right? Sometimes we have to be forged by fire, or maybe that tension is trying to squeeze something up and out of you, regardless of what it is. Self-advocation, self-empowerment, setting boundaries, speaking your piece to someone, like asking for what you need, like different things like that. You might come up, that Seven of Swords feels flaky. It feels like one of those situations where it's like you break up with someone or you leave a job because there are issues, but then you end up looking sketchy because you didn't even communicate that there was a problem to someone and they would have been happy to fix it. It's that kind of energy. That doesn't specifically have to be what it is, but it's that kind of energy. Four of Pentacles in reverse. You just want to release it. And listen, you have free will. You know, I'm not the boss of you. You do whatever you want. But what always sticks out to me in this deck with the Four of Pentacles is what she does hang on to. It feels like there are things that are really precious to her. And so if in a moment of impulse, again, you leave something, you walk away from something, you might end up sacrificing some things that are actually very special or precious to you. So you want to be mindful of that because you will lose the baby and the bathwater. And so it is the question if you are, and it's so funny because look, she's in a bath. It looks like she's in a bath. So it's the question of, do you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater this week, Cancer, or are you able to change the bathwater? Keep the baby, change the water as it's raining, right? Purify that. And what does water represent? Our emotions, right? Maybe you need to have like a little cry or something. A little bit of emotional cleansing, which I also feel like water also represents the psychic and the intuitive realm. So it might actually help the flow of intuition that you're pulling in. Because your intuition, you may feel as though your intuition is telling you to get out of Dodge, but that actually might be your shadow or your ego, a form of escapism, again, fight or flight, that kind of thing. King of Pentacles in reverse. Don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Yeah, Five of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Wands, because there's opportunities here for you to reorganize the energy, to also negotiate some terms for yourself, whether it's work, in a relationship, at home. Like there's room for movement here. There's room to reorient. So if you can, just take an extra minute before you make any decisions to see if they actually can be discussed, see if they're salvageable. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater before you try and change the bathwater this week, Cancer. Also, I'm hearing nothing's perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. So, like, you know what I mean? Something going on with Neptune, with that idealism, like, kind of thing. Keep the baby, change the bathwater. I say the weird, I don't even mean, look, Cancer, I think it's Ariel. She's always like, you need to have like a line of coffee mugs and just put all of these weird little sayings that you have on it. Like, there ain't enough cotton t-shirts in the world or ceramic mugs in order to do that. I've been saying for a long time that I was like gonna make merch. Maybe if I hit like 10,000 subscribers, speaking the affirmative, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll make some kind of merch. I kind of just want like a bunch of hoodies and t-shirts or like a coffee mug that says, "Hey Noodle!" exclamation point. Because you're all my little noodles. Founders of ego. What? What's that about? Does that make sense? Just one that says right? Question mark. I was rewatching one of my videos the other day, and I was like, I gotta stop saying right so much. I'm like, right. I'm like a parrot. But I think when I say right, it's almost like a prompt for you to ask yourself, is that right? Does that resonate? Is she on the right track? Not for me, but for you almost. I think I do it subconsciously, right? So you guys can go, no, or you guys go, yes, I do get that. Like, I think I subconsciously do it as a prompt for you. But it's very repetitive. So I gotta try to switch it up. process. It is a process. Hi, Scott. Why did you say founders of ego? Who's next? Leo! My little cool cats and kittens. Let's see. We got, I have to do math. 15. We got an hour and 15 minutes. This is so fun. Oh, I'm so glad you're having fun. It's the Breakfast Club. It's the Breakfast Club. It's our little honeycomb hangout. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have fun on Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings are like the shopping cart theory for me. It's like, it's just fun to like do Sunday service and like get a hot word out there and then just like come on and just like hang out with you guys. It's just a good time. It's like there's no pressure. Like I do the spreads, but like we hang out, we chit chat in between. It's like, it's fun. It's our social hour. It's our social club. And it's cool because I get to check in on everyone's energy for the week because I don't always do all 12 signs during the week. Sometimes I do, but it's also a little, energetically, it's unsustainable to try and, because 12 zodiac readings for the week are 24 for me because I also do the extended. So it's kind of unsustainable energetically to always expect myself to do 24 of them plus the collective, plus Sunday service, plus the workshops, plus the energy works on the Patreon, like, you know, and then whoever orders like personal readings or energy clearings, like behind the scenes for like one-on-one stuff. So it's like a little bit unsustainable. And I actually find that YouTube doesn't push my videos as much when they like it when you post like the algorithm, they like it when you post consistently, like if you post every day. But if you post like multiple times a day, every day, they actually take you like out of the algorithm. So it's like a funny game of chess with YouTube. Hey, Garrett. My little Garrett. I love that you found that old reading that I did because that's when I first started my channel. So it was actually really fun for me to get to rewatch a reading that I had done over a year ago. That was so cool. By the way, I did Aquarius at 49 minutes, Garrett. I know that because I did the timestamps because I am a responsible person. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like very like golden in here because it's raining and I changed my layout. I like moved all the furniture around last week, which is kind of funny because I like to film like right in front of the window, but I'm supposed to be on this side of the room. But everyone seems to really like this background more. Not that it like matters, but everyone seems to really enjoy this background more. All right, Leo, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. A lot of these horses. Being very social this week. It feels like you were creating an energy for yourself this week, Leo, that is drawing a lot of people to you. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? When you're in the city, particularly like New York City. I haven't been to a lot of other cities, but like New York, and there's like that one guy who's like in the subway or he's like in the park and he's like drumming, you know what I mean? And he's got like one drumstick and like a trash can, but like the music that he's making, like the energy that he's in is like so expansive and it's so excited and he's so like in it, right? That it like draws like a crowd of people around them. There's something about that. Like in New Orleans, they do it in New Orleans all the time. It's like street performers and they're just out there doing their thing, whether people see them or whether people don't. They're just out there like having a good time, like expressing themselves. It's like a very freeing moment for them. But I see like a crowd of people like coming around you and it's not anything extra that you're doing. It's just you like really playing in your own energy and like expressing yourself. For some of you, it might actually have to do with music, whether it's you play it or you sing, or whether it's changing the music that you listen to, like listening to certain music with intention. Like sometimes if I wake up and I'm in like a crabby mood, like my instinct may be to put on like, let the bodies hit the floor. But instead, like I'll put on something that's like lighter or brighter or more happy or more dancey, right? To kind of counteract that energy. I'm intentionally pulling in the stimulus or intentionally listening to the music to help me embody a certain energy. Does that make sense? The Lovers, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You're literally drawing people to you. Look at the colors. You're drawing people to you this week. See how happy she is? I think you're going to get a real burst of enthusiasm. And it really, honestly, it's coming from that feeling of, fuck it. I'm just going to play. Like, I'm just going to put myself out there. Like, I don't even care who's watching. Like, I'm just going to do it. And it, like, there's something about it that's, like, very magnetic that it's pulling people to you. Also, for some reason, the Phantom of the Opera is coming up. So I don't... who would Casper? Someone had Casper, the friendly ghost. The Phantom of the Opera is coming up for some reason. And that might just be, there might be some symbolism in that movie for you to watch. There might be a message in there. I haven't seen that movie in so long, so I honestly really can't tell you. Maybe it's like the magnetism of the Phantom. I don't know, but that might be like a movie that you should watch, like some kind of symbolism, an Easter egg, something like that inside of that movie for you. I don't understand it. You will understand it if it's for you. Hi, Starboard. We are on Leo. I just got real dizzy, too. You're getting like a real rush of energy. A real rush of energy. Woo! Ooh, I just got real hot. I feel like I'm fucking going through menopause. It's like a hot flash, Leo. What are you doing? It's like right over my third eye, too. Yeah, it's like this rush of energy. Somehow doing that. And so, again, you're not doing anything more. You're not, it's not like a new system. You're just playing in your own energy and allowing yourself to just like freely express, maybe through music or using certain music to, again, pull in intentional stimuli. Hi, Shayna. That by doing that, it's drawing all of those people to you. That is the rush of energy. It's you pulling in all of this other energy from other people. With this Queen of Wands in reverse, it's almost like, kind of like stage fright. It's almost like that feeling of stage fright. It's like when you're in it, you're in the thick of like an expression or a speech or something, and you're totally unaware of like who's there or who's watching you, and then you look up and you realize how many people are there, and you're like, oh my God. Like, it's that kind of energy. It's like if I'll film like a reading, holy shit. If I'll film like a reading, and I won't even necessarily think it's like that good, but I'll just, yeah, they've been coming through a lot for me, Corey, actually. They've been coming through a lot for me. And I won't think that reading is particular, how to find that train of thought. And I'll just post it, but it doesn't matter because I'm like in it, and so I like the reading. And then it'll get like a ton of views, and I'm like, that's a lot of people that just watched me make that joke about whatever stupid joke I was making to try and like relate it and create some levity in your reading. Oh my God, Leo. Wheel of Fortune. I was like, you got anything else to say? Because I'm hot. We gotta move off your reading. I'm sweating like a whore in church. Yeah, it's gonna work out real good for you, Leo. Allow yourself to stay focused, even if you look up and there's way more attention on you than you were kind of anticipating. Remember that they were drawn to your organic energy, so just keep doing that. Maintain your focus. Don't allow it to affect your performance, and things are gonna go really well for you. Hot tamale. Woo. Jeez Louise. All right. An hour and 24 minutes. Virgo. Hour and 24 minutes. Oh, yeah, see, that energy is dissipating already. Oh my God, Leo. It made me a little, honestly, it made me a little nauseous. That's like a big wave of energy all at once. And I got very hot, and I got a little bit nauseous. I did take vitamins on an empty stomach, but sweating. Upper lip is sweating. So unflattering. My Virgos. I love my Virgos. I love my Virgos so much. I really do. That being said, I am a rising Virgo in my Vedic chart, which, as I say, I relate to so much more. Aw, thanks, Shayna. You're so sweet. Thank you. Tips for the hot flashes. Woo! Hot damn. Hot damn. Woo! I did Virgo's reading this week, didn't I? I did. I was gonna do it's interesting. I was gonna do the cardinal signs this week. I was gonna do Libra and Cancer and Capricorn and Leo. But the cardinal signs were like not having it, so I ended up doing the mutable signs. So I did Gemini and I did Pisces and I did Virgo. What was the Virgo reading? Oh, perfect pair. The perfect pair. And I had made a joke at the end of the video about it's like finding your other sock when you've been like missing a sock for such a long time. Like, and I was like, that's so cool. And someone commented it and they were like, yeah, socks are cool. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then someone commented and told me that I sucked. Someone was like, they put Y and then they put duck, which I could think was only a typo that was meant to say, you suck, Lauren. And I was like, hey, listen, they can't all be winners, man. They can't all be winners. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? What got me? It's like finding your other sock. Like, listen, I'm just like a strange little 90s kid. Like, I just say weird stuff sometimes. Like, I can't help it. Don't come for me. Try Jesus. Don't try me. I know. It's actually kind of funny when people try to roast me. But again, I have a Sag moon, so I'm like, come for me. Come for me. When I was in elementary school, I had headgear. I had front and bottom braces, and my overbite was so bad that they actually gave me headgear, like one of those metal mounts that you see in the movie. They call it a halo. And it's like this big metal wire all the way on the outside of my mouth, and I had a purple head strap right on the back of my head, and I show up to school with 2 sets of braces, like metal headgear outside of my head, and an Angelica Pickle sweatshirt. So if anyone ever thinks they can come on my platform and hurt my feelings, I guarantee you 3rd grade already did that for you. Like, you cannot hurt my feelings when you show up to 3rd grade, the first year in public school, 2 sets of braces, an Angelica Pickles sweatshirt, and metal headgear. You can't hurt my feelings. You just can't. It's just impossible. I've seen too much. I've seen too much in this world. Or like when people thumbs down my video, it doesn't even bother me. I get like a kick out of it. Because according to YouTube, like the algorithm, a thumbs up and a thumbs down is the same exact thing. They see literally no difference. So if like 20 people were to thumbs down my video to YouTube, it's like 20 thumbs up. It's like, good for me. It's all engagement. I'm the same. I'm always like, come at me, bro. Sag moon makes sense. Yeah. I'm a Pisces with a rising Libra and a Sag moon. And my North Node's in Capricorn, so I'm like, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. I will either fight you, I will disassociate. I will just disassociate and you just won't exist in my world anymore. It's just like, that seems unfair. You don't exist. And I will just wipe you from my hard drive. Like, it's all it is. Yeah, Sag sun, bulletproof, yeah. Because Sagittarius energy in general just does not give a fuck. Just doesn't. We will just laugh at you. It's like an earth sign. Like, an earth sign will okay you to death. You could complain. You could yell at an earth sign, like a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and they'd be like, okay. All right. Okay. Oh my god. You ever been so mad and someone just okays you to death? Like, oh, bullet to the heart. I'm a Pisces, so I'll just disassociate. I'll just be like, yeah, sure, I was listening to you. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles, Virgo. Look at this. Peace. Peace. It feels like you've separated yourself from the herd a little bit this week. Or you separated yourself from the herd a little bit this week. It's to preserve what's ever in this pouch. Now, this pouch it's these 4 little pentacles, right? So there's the red, there's the green, there's the yellow, and the blue. So it's something about your truth, what you're grounded and rooted to, that brings you confidence and like kind of makes your heart swell a little bit. It's the idea, Virgo, of this week, you still want to remain your own person, even if you're part of a community, even if you're doing spiritual work, even if you've been on a job for a long time, like you're a part of a family, like you still want to maintain your individual identity. You don't want to get so sucked into any group think is what it feels like. So I don't necessarily think you're like leaving things or people behind, but it just feels like you are reminding yourself this week to consistently kind of pull out and take some space to realign to what is actually important to you before you reassimilate back into groups. It's just taking like a little bit of that breathing room, the moon in reverse. Yeah, because I think you might realize that sometimes you absorb too much from the environment. And, you know, as intuitive people, we're like sponges. We always do. But sometimes that can affect the way like you see the world, the way you think about things, like your personal beliefs and philosophies, right? And that doesn't always work, especially in spiritual communities, right? It's like you can watch like a bunch of different readers or healers or astrologists, and next thing you know, you're thinking everything, and it's not always that way, right? None of us are the center of the universe, but we are the center of our own universes, right? And so it's the idea of you maintaining your own axis, and I think that for your own stability, I think you realize that it's important for you to step out sometimes, decompress, remember what is important to you before you go back in. Ash to grass, yeah. Root has been massive. Yeah, there's been a lot of root unblocking, which is leading to a lot of crown expansion. Ooh, oh, you're throwing cards. What did I say? The King of Cups. What did I say? Your own emotional regulation. Being aware of the environment, being aware of other people's emotions, other people's projections, but also not allowing it to affect you and throw you off your center. And you see the boat is leaving. It's allowing people to take their own time as well. You might have had a period of time in the past, Virgo, where it seemed like people were maybe leaning away or withdrawing or doing something like that, and it would kick up like a little bit of that rejection or abandonment trigger, and so you would work extra hard to keep those situations around as a part of your security, your stability, right? Even to the point of compromising some of your beliefs, some of the things that you wanted to do. And so I think that you're allowing people to kind of be like the seasons, allowing them to change and come and go and do all of that stuff, and also allowing you to do that as well. And I love that these are both on either side of the moon, right? So it's allowing your experiences and the people in your environment to mirror to you what you need to be doing, right? So if they're changing, they're growing, they're shifting around, you can do the same thing. And because you're going to allow yourself to do it, you can allow other people to do it, right? Queen of Pentacles, and that's allowing you to stay grounded, peaceful. Again, focus on what is important for you to invest in for yourself. And you see how she has these little twigs and they kind of look like antlers coming out of her head? Antlers are really symbolic of karmic cycles, right? And karmic cycles are the same exact thing as timelines. We talk about them differently, but it's the same exact thing. It's just like we say timelines all the time, when in reality, the only thing a timeline is the butterfly effect, right? You decide to make a different decision, boom, you up the timeline. It's the same thing as you make a certain decision, boom, it's the butterfly effect. That now changes the experiences that you're going to have, the opportunities that you may have, the people that may come into your resonance. It's the same thing. Karmic cycles, timelines, the butterfly effect, it's all the same shit. And you have been through enough of them to know better. And now you're doing better, and you realize that peace is priceless. Your peace is priceless, and you only want to invest in things that are going to bring in your stability, right? And the first marker of that, I love that you're in both these cards, you're kind of turning the other cheek too. Do you notice that? So I also feel like you're not allowing yourself to get pulled into any petty arguments, like any debates, like nothing like that. It's funny because I was saying before about how an earth sign will okay you to death. Okay, if that's the way you feel about it, that's fine. That's the way you feel about it. That's fine. And then just going back and returning to your center. It feels also a little bit like the bear. The bear animal totem seems to be coming up for you a lot this week. So keep an eye out for any bears, particularly if any bears do appear. Hopefully not in your yard, but like online or whatever. Pay attention to the color of the bears. I did a Untitled Totems video on the bear. It's in the Untitled Totems. That's another thing I want to get back to. It's in the Untitled Totems playlist on my channel. But bears hibernate, right, in caves, and the cave is very symbolic of the womb, right? That you too are going through a very evolutionary process right now and allowing yourself to do that. I love it. I love it, Virgo. That's so great. I fucking love reading for Virgo so much. I think someone asked me, they're like, what's your favorite sign? I'm like, I don't have a favorite sign. And I was like, I've always loved Virgo energy. But in my Vedic chart, I am a rising Virgo. But in my tropic chart, I have Virgo in the 12th house, and I have Pisces in the 6th house. So those energies, really, they're both mutable, but they mesh really well. That's why I'll talk about like finding your missing sock, because I have Virgo. It's like that very like that detail orientation in the house of like the occult and secrets and magic and all of that kind of stuff. And then I have like Pisces in the 6th house, right, which is day to day and it's health. And I'm like, it's magic. There's magic. Or I'm like, my stomach hurts. I'm not digesting some information well. It's like, it makes me a little crazy, but never boring. Never boring. 6 of Pentacles, give and take, baby, give and take. So let's see, Libra. 1 hour, 7, 8, 9. I have to do math because it always comes up like 95, 26. I'm like, can you not? 7, 8, 9, 30, 35. An hour and 35 minutes, Libra. Your current paintings of a polar bear? Oh, that's so awesome. The energy of the mountain. Ooh. You know what, Shannon? You know what song you should listen to? Who sings it? It's called Mount Everest. Labyrinth. So there's this guy called Labyrinth, and he has this song called Mount Everest. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but you should listen to it. It goes, Mount Everest ain't got shit on me. It's powerful. It's a powerful song. You'll like that song. That's a badass song for a badass lady. You'll like that song. 'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Woo! Hey, Rebecca. That's so cool. You gotta check Wolfie John out on Instagram. His paintings are amazing. He's like crazy talented. It's definitely better than these up here, except for this one. The one with the B, because I did not paint that. Inner Seer, actually. The little B up here, which is like, it was my logo for a long time. It's still my logo. I just don't put it on like any of my thumbnails. Inner Seer, Bella from Inner Seer, painted that for me. And it's absolutely gorgeous. She does a lot of like starseed light activation, stuff like that on her channel. She's great. She's a great noodle. All right, Libra. Let's see. 4 of Pentacles again? The Devil, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 4 of Pentacles is like, they're like themes this week. Why is the wind? The wind? Winds of change? Winds of change. There's a slight feeling of disappointment here, Libra. It's almost the idea of you got very close to the city. You were getting very close to someone. It feels very social. It feels very people-focused. And then the winds changed and you got separated again. That's what that feels like. Like, oh, I'm about to assimilate into some new friends. Like, oh, like, maybe, like, this person would be a good partner for me. Like, oh, maybe this could be a good community. And then something about the winds change, and then you kind of end up a little bit separated again. And now that her head is turned and her eyes are closed, it's almost like I don't even want to look at it. Like a little bit of that almost like FOMO, like I don't even want to look at like what I'm missing out on. But there's also a feeling of self-discipline here, knowing that if the winds are changing or there is a separation or something's not coming together for you, I think you've been through enough that you know there's a reason for it, and it's because there's something better for you. But it doesn't mean that it still doesn't bother you. And it's also important to remind you that you are allowed to be upset. You are allowed to be disappointed. If you reject that emotion, what you resist persists. It will only grow and it will become a yoke upon you, right? So if you feel a little disappointed, if you feel a little upset, that's okay. Allow yourself to feel that. Allow yourself to embody it. And that feeling will move a lot better. It will move a lot faster. Three 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it will move faster. You'll move through that energy. when the Three of Swords comes out in reverse, it's often like a heartbreak of the past. And I don't necessarily know if you're reliving a heartbreak of the past, but it's the feeling of reliving a cycle of disappointment. And I'm hearing some of you even say in the ethers, I didn't even get my hopes up, but it still happened. Like, you got your hopes up for things in the past and they wouldn't work out. And so you learned not to, like, put too many eggs in baskets, get your hopes up, but it still happened, and really kind of wondering why that is. Wondering why that is with the Ace of Wands. Trying to figure out why that is. Like, trying to see the connectivity here. It's like trying to connect all of the dots. Like, what is that piece I'm missing? What is that piece I'm missing? That's interesting too, though, because I almost said, what is the piece that I'm not missing? And I'm wondering if that is something in there for you, Libra, that maybe there might still be a bit of that conditioning that I need to have, like, a crew around me, or I need, like, I should have a partner, or, like, I should have, like, it's that kind of thing. When maybe in reality, you're not missing anything. You're not missing out on anything. Maybe the reality is that at this point, you actually operate a lot better solo, without a big group of friends, or without a partner, or any of that. But there's something about that feeling that feels wrong or feels bad. Like, I'm supposed to want to have, like, a bunch of friends. Like, I'm supposed to, like, want a partner. Like, I'm supposed to, right? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what's normal, right? But what's normal for other people isn't necessarily normal for you. That it's, like, totally okay to be content on your own, then try and engage in certain groups or communities or people, friends, partners, when, like, you're really not in it. Just food for thought. Again, I'm not the Lord. I don't know everything, but there is a little bit of that feeling, what I'm not missing. You might think that there's something, like, wrong with you. Like, how come I don't miss emotional intimacy? Like, how come I don't miss, like, that's strange. Like, isn't that unusual? So then you try and put yourself out there, and that might be it. Is maybe, and, you know, Libras generally are really social people, but maybe you're just a friggin' loner. We're on Libra, Lynn. Maybe you're just a loner. Or this is just a period of time in your life where you actually are really happy being alone and doing your own thing, and that the disappointment really comes from not honoring that. The retrograde! Retrograde's been pretty rough. It's been pretty rough on my technology. It's a change on your perspective. It's a change in your perspective. Do you see how it's like you're reaching? It almost feels like you're reaching into the past, or like reaching into a pool that you don't even want to be in. And it almost feels like it's uncomfortable. It's like the stretching. And, like, sometimes we have to stretch to grow, right? Like, stretching outside our comfort zones and stuff like that. Did I freeze when son of a bitch. It's also because it's raining here. But this feels like uncomfortable stretching. This feels almost like unnecessary stretching. That it might be better. Yeah. It might be better with this Three of Wands and the Two of Pentacles to kind of wait out this time on your own. Do your own thing. Find your new level of balance in what you actually want. Because it feels like also the kind of connections you want, whether they're romantic, platonic, spiritual, it feels like those are changing too. And you might still be living off of, like, the old relationship, friendship, paradigm that you used to, not realizing that that paradigm also needs to shift and grow as you are shifting and growing. Yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Judgment. It's a new kind of love. I'm hearing that Steve Winwood song, Give Me a Higher Love, but that higher love has to come from yourself first. By also acknowledging that it's okay to be alone. It's okay to like to be alone. That's the thing. It's always like, it's okay to be single. It's okay. It's okay to like it, to enjoy it, to actually prefer it. Yeah. And I get that. I get that. Two of Wands. It's a different path to take. And again, I don't think you're going to be, like, all by yourself forever. Like, I think you are going to continue to make deep connections and friends and partners and like all that good stuff, right? Relationships are some of the greatest wealth that we have as people, but it's not the only way to shine your shoes, you know what I mean? That by taking this different approach, it's less about the people and it's more about you just being really honest about what you want and what's working best for you right now, and that's going to be the thing that leads to your upgrade. So, Libra. And that's interesting, right? Because like you are Venusian energy. So you would think like you're all lovey-dovey and all that stuff, but it's the idea of love for yourself, love for your work, like stuff like that. It's just as good. And I get that. Like I like to be alone. Like I like my me time. Like I like having complete autonomy and control over like what I do and how I spend my days, and like there's something about that that's like really soothing for me. The other side of my bed is full of clothes and no room for a person. Yeah. And like sometimes that's okay. Like that's all right. I think that's all right, Libra. So we did it. We did it. Tafari, hi. Oh, God, my eye. I swear, this retrograde is messing with my eyesight. It's crazy. It's the technology of my eyeballs isn't working. I think I resonate with Virgo sometimes more than Libra. I'm a Venus in Virgo. I get it. I resonate with Aquarius energies way more than Pisces energies. So in my houses, I have the sun in the 5th house. So in my houses, I have the sun in Leo. So in my like normal chart, I have Jupiter in Leo. So I resonate a lot with Leo readings. Also, depending on what's going on, like astrologically, certain aspects of your chart will be highlighted more than others. It's also important to like look at the degrees in your chart. Like my moon in Sagittarius is at it's at like 4 degrees and 4 inches. I don't really know how those degrees, but it's at a very strong degree, whereas my sun Pisces is at like a weaker degree. I like to be alone, but I have wondered at times if I'm missing out on something. But usually I'm very much content on my own company. When you feel the need, like when it feels right to go forth, then go forth, but don't force it. Never force it. Again, the big collective themes this week are being really neutral, being really honest with yourself about any perspectives that you have that are being blockages to you. Neutral. If you can stay as neutral as possible, then you leave room to be pleasantly surprised, but you also save yourself from being terribly disappointed, right? And what is that neutrality? It's just not projecting expectations onto anything this week. Allow everyone, even if you're not mutable, allow yourself to be a little bit mutable this week. Me too, Rebecca. I don't really know that much about astrology. Like I think I know more astrology than I give myself credit for. But I also have to understand like the basics of it, because oftentimes it applies to what I do, but I don't know nearly as much astrology as I would like to. But also I can only fit so much information in my brain at one time. I'm trying to learn stoicism right now. Like and I'm like one of those like real precocious whiz kids growing up, right? Like one of those like gifted and talented kids, but it's like even my brain sometimes is like just too much. It's too much. Bye, Marceline. Thank you for coming. Go on, Virgo sun. Get on with your bad self. Tafari. Yes, I did Aquarius at 49 minutes. What's the best thing to focus on when you're trying to stay present and not project into the future? So it's not that you can't project. This is the thing. You project into the future, not onto the future. Because when you project onto the future, you weigh it down, right? And that's with too many specifics. But you can project into the future with hopefulness and positivity and better days ahead and all of that kind of stuff. Presence, right? Staying focused in the moment. I find the best way to do that is by connecting with your inner child, because kids are always really focused in the moment. So if I feel like I'm like a little bit everywhere, what I'll do is a little bit like some of the advice I was giving to Aquarius earlier is I'll tap into the inner child. I'll get a bunch of, Corey knows all about this, like I'll get a bunch of snacks. I'll get like a whole feast of snacks and I'll put on the comfiest clothes and I'll sit in this chair and I'll watch like a movie marathon. Like, I'll watch Disney Channel for 6 hours, or like something that I want to, like, whatever it is, and I'll just get really present, or I'll like paint my nails, or I'll just do things that it's like I have to be really kind of focused in on. That's what I do, and that seems to really help me. But that's what I have for you guys today. I love you very much. I love you very much. I hope you had a wonderful time here. I hope you have a really good Sunday. I hope you have a blessed rest of the week. I love you lots. Sunday service is up if you are interested in Sunday service. I very much appreciate you. Be nice to yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I will see you later. Goodbye.